What's going on, YouTube? Little bit different of a location, but Paintball Labs here still, right? Not blew right past you once again. Did the intro again because it's a completely different day. It's a rainy day, actually, not so good. But here's the complete product. I'm going to spray Plasti Dip on the outside, I think, still. But here's what they will look like when you're done. Or a little better, maybe even. But I've already done those. And apparently, my dad threw away my sheet of Lexan. I had tinted Lexan I was going to try and make them out of this time. But I've got some nice, beautiful carbon fiber to substitute. So, a couple things you're going to want. Put those out of the way for now. I also did tape all of this because I'm going to need to use silver Sharpie to get in the back of it, and I didn't feel like trying to take Sharpie off of my gun, so, you know. A couple things you're going to want. Cut-off wheel. Very important. Angle grinder. Another very important thing. And an assortment of files. The last thing you're going to want is a drill. Oh, that's not the last thing. And probably a vise and a block of wood. So yeah, your first step is going to take your Lexan, in this case carbon fiber, and set it over it. And kind of map out just by looking at it where you want your first hole to be for your screw. Once you've got an idea, go ahead and go over to your drill bits. Grab them. I should have done all of this off camera actually. But it's good for you guys to see. Then you're just gonna kind of decide what drill bit you want, or you can use dial calipers to find out how big the bolt is. So we have 0.134. You guys can see that. What is this? 0.106, so that's not the right size yet. There we go. 0.123. It's better. Double check that I was reading it correctly. Yep. We're gonna use this drill bit first, just to make sure that that's where I want it. So, another good rule that I always do is always cover your gun up when you're not like working on it, especially while working with carbon fiber and Lexan. So next thing you're going to want to do is take that block of wood, set your a little bit too much of an angle on you guys. Set it down, set your carbon fiber on there. Sorry about the wisping sound, it's an air leak in our air compressor hose, not the actual air compressor itself. So, I actually like to double check myself all the time. Yeah, that looks like a good spot. Yep. Alright. So then, you're going to want to go to slow as possible. Especially with Lexan, because it'll crack. Just kind of work your way through it. Now we have our first hole. Another trick that I like to use, get a drill bit that's a little bit bigger. Just deburr that hole a little bit. Not too much though. And what you're going to want to do, just take your screw, make sure it fits. I need to wallow out my hole a little bit because it's not the exact size, but the next size up is too big. So how you do that is it's like you're drilling. You just kind of move the drill around. As you're drilling. Now, as you can see, my bolt fits in there perfectly. Alright. So, next thing you're going to want to do, remove your other bolt. Oh, and also guys, cut your bolts. Make sure they're not going to interfere with anything inside the gun. Like with my gun, the upper board is right behind the first bolt. Yeah, you should check that out with your gun. Yeah. So, next step, put that guy in, make sure your clearances are all good still. I actually probably should have went up a little bit more because of this corner right here, but we will see how bad it actually is. This is going to be a longer video, so I might end up, no, that's fine. I might end up, making this 2 or 3 parts. Okay, so next thing we want to do, I haven't really tried this yet, but we're about to experience together. You see, with the plexiglass, it's nice and easy because you can kind of just see through it. Plexiglass slash Lexan, sorry. You can just see through it, and it's nice and easy that way. But with something solid like carbon fiber, you can't really see through it all that easily. So, what I think I'm going to try to do is just put some Sharpie right there. Make sure it stays nice and wet. Lift it up. Get it to where I want it, and then just press it down in that area and see if it kind of transfers over. Did my idea work? Kind of. I'm going to do it one more time. Okay, instead of lifting it up, I'm going to just take it off this time. Okay, and see, it kind of gives you a rough eyeball. And then, do you see that little spot where there's not any Sharpie? Right in the middle there? That's where I'm going to drill. And we'll see how it works out. So, once again, take my drill here. I'm going to actually go with a really small size this time, just to get the first hole and see how it lines up. And I mean like really small. If you guys are making this out of Lexan, which I recommend if it's your first time working with it, It's a lot easier to work with, because like I said, you can just see through it. It still took me quite a while to get used to it, but alright. So, I'm going to place that right there. Or, what we could do, I just thought of this, is grab a tape measure. And I'm going to actually measure the difference, how far away the two holes are. Just over 3 inches. Now let's see how far away the holes are that I was going to drill. Yep, just over 3 inches. Okay. So I see where I'm going to drill. Hopefully you guys can see it. I still ended up using a smaller drill bit just to make sure. I also do recommend, if it's your first time working with carbon fiber, that you wear gloves, which I'm not. I should be though, because carbon fiber will get into your pores and kind of just mess up your whole day. You have to go up and shower again, and if you like long sleeves, which I don't, recommend that you wear those also. It will get into the pores of your arms. Just gets really itchy really fast. So, yeah. Alright. So, wearing some gloves now. Got that hole drilled. And need to deburr it so I can see through it. Just enough so I can see through. And I'm going to set you guys down again. Put that screw in. Alright. Now, see. Very good. We're right on. So now I'm going to remove the screw again. Then I'm going to drill it out to size. If you guys can't tell, this is a very long process. I've spent hours on top of hours on making those. And I think while I'm actually making the grips, I'm pretty sure I'm going to throw you guys into full speed ahead. And, what's the opposite of slow motion? I don't know. Put down in the comments, what is the opposite of slow motion? I'm having a brain fart right now. That's gonna bother me all day, honestly. Nice and slow. Then I know from the last hole I drilled, it's going to need following out a little bit. And you're going to deburr it with a screwdriver not a screwdriver, a drill bit that is just a little bit bigger. Well, a decent amount bigger, but not the biggest one you have. Okay. Put that screw in there. Then, as you can see, we have the bottom screw in also. Yep. And also, if your Flexon or carbon fiber has this film, save yourself some hassle. Just keep it on. It makes it so much easier to work with. You don't have to be so delicate with it. And honestly, I'm thinking about taking these gloves off and ditching them. Just because of how big of a pain they're being. Okay, guys. Yeah. Buy gloves. I don't care if I get itchy hands. I've done it before. Your guys' choice if you want to wear them or not. Kind of sucks, but it also really sucks not being able to do what you want to do that easily. So yeah, that's my rant of the day. I'm going to take this screw out. Line that bad boy up. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it is perfect. I do not advise you to do this if you're really young by yourself. But then again, who's really young and knows how to operate cut-off wheels and stuff? I guess there are quite a few, but... What's going on, YouTube? That's going to be it for today, guys. Sorry I wasn't able to make a ending for that video. But here's just a little bit of a spoiler for you guys. I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to fast forward like I said I was going to. But, yeah. Today was just drilling the 2 holes, which is a good lump sum of the project. And yeah, the next part will be actually cutting and making. So drop a like if you like these kind of videos, these DIY projects. I know I enjoy making them. I know I love doing DIY stuff. Made all of this for my RC truck. And yeah, made a GoPro mount area. Yeah, I know I love making these videos and making these kind of things. But let me know if you guys like them. Because overall, you guys are the ones that matter, right? Alright, so like, subscribe. And I don't know when the next video will come out. Probably in a day or 2. So yeah, see you guys later. Peace.